Alrighty. Well, we just got a load a couple minutes ago. So we are here at the Loves at Moses Lake, Washington. And as I thought, just like yesterday's load, we're going to be heading over here to the Port of Tacoma. We're picking up a John Deere 544G wheel loader. I'm going to take that out to Meridian, Idaho, which is basically Boise, Idaho. Being as it is 1 o'clock now, we are not going to be able to pick up today. I'm not even going to try. But we are going to get, a good deal closer. So we're going to leave here. We're going to head about 140 miles down the road, back over to North Bend. We're going to stop for the night in at the TA there. So we should be at that TA just about 3:30. In which all these local people would stop using the Loves as a cut through because they're lazy. Ugh. So like I said, we're here at I-90.
Quarter mile, turn right onto Hanson Road Northeast.
Exit 174, Moses Lake, Washington. We're going to get off at exit 134, or no, sorry, 34 if I remember correctly. So instead of coming up here to the actual road, they're cutting through the Loves like a bunch of lazy morons. So, we're going to head about 2 hours and 20 minutes down the road.
Northeast.
Yes, I'm at the intersection first. I do have the right of way. Thank you very much. Why they haven't widened the intersection there for trucks. And there's a truck stop here. So like I said, we're going to head about 140 miles down the road. That leaves roughly 46 miles to do in the morning.
Turn at the first left onto I-90 towards Seattle.
So we'll leave just about 7 a.m. in the morning tomorrow. Since we have a Washington 30-day permit, we can just roll right on out. We have I believe my Idaho,
onto I-90.
I believe my Idaho annual valid. I will check that, when I get stopped up here, like I said, at North Bend. So the only permit I'm gonna need is an Idaho or an Oregon permit. So what we're going to do is we're going to come, well, no, so we're going to take I-90 onto, today to where we're going to stop at in the morning. I-90, Washington 18, I-5, down to Fife, which takes us right there to the, right around the corner to the port. We'll get through the security. We'll show the guy our pickup number. And then we will, like I said, we'll park where we need to. We'll break the trailer apart. They'll bring the wheel loader over. I'll load it onto the trailer. Get rehooked, secured, blah, blah, blah. Get all my flags and banners on, my lights on. And by the time we get our, I gotta find out which way they're going to move me. Because, simple fact is, US 18, or not say US, Washington 18, Tiger Mountain, Tiger Summit, whatever it's called, past Auburn, Maple Valley, I believe it is. All those, they're doing construction there. Good morning, good afternoon, sir. So we're not going that way, I know, on our way out. But with the construction going on there, we could either come the way we came the last time, up to I-90, over out to Ellensburg, to I-82, and take that all the way down to Boise. But Oregon could say, no, you have to enter into Oregon on I-5. So we'll come down I-5 in Washington, down into Oregon to get on I-86, follow that all the way out, and then meet up with 82 down to Boise. So I can't really just go as soon as I want. So like I said, we're picking up a little 544G wheel loader. We should be 9 foot wide. We're gonna be legal weight. We should be legal height. I don't foresee us being I don't think we're gonna be high. We're gonna be tall. So it should only be 9 foot wide, so it should be okay, for most things. But I mean, Oregon could say I need to enter into Oregon on US 97, like we came up to Washington, with the load previous out of California. Oregon could not even give me really, with not having permits at all, besides the ones I already have, like I said, my Idaho annual and my Washington 30-day permit, I could go straight out to Spokane, into Idaho, and then work my way south and avoid permits altogether. Well, maybe not that far, but like I said, work my way out to what's the name? That's Lewiston. So I could get down to, so I could work my way out to Richland, Pasco, in that area. Take Washington 124 over to US 12. Take US 12 into Idaho, US 95. Would take me all the way down to I-84, staying in Idaho. That may be the way I'm going to be going. That might be the easiest way, since we already have permits. Just go that direction. It's a little bit longer, but we're not buying an Oregon permit. I don't have to wait. We already have the permits for like I said, an annual for Idaho, a 30-day permit that's still in effect for Washington. So it's a little bit further, not a whole lot, just a little bit. But like I said, we don't have to pay for an Oregon permit, which I'd rather not deal with that. I'd rather just get it and go. It has been a very, now let's see here. It's been several years since I've been to Lewiston. I'm trying to remember because the last time I was in Lewiston, I was passing through. I don't remember what I have on the very last time I went through Lewiston, Idaho. It's been a couple of years, I think. Maybe 3 years since last time I was actually through Lewiston. Maybe. But the time I remember the most was my very first trip as a truck driver. I was driving a van trailer at my very first company. I think I delivered bulk scrap waste paper, if I remember correctly. I think I brought that out of Montana near Helena. I believe that's what that was, but that was, like I said, that's 6 years ago when that occurred. The last time I was there, I remember I was that valley, and it was I was pulling a step deck. So like I said, this will be about the third time I've been to or through Lewiston, Idaho. So I think that's what we'll do. You know, like I said, we'll do a little bit of back roading, but we'll be legal. It's not going to be an issue. But that, like I said, that way we avoid dealing with having to buy another permit. I don't have to waste my time dealing with that nonsense. Because like I said, Oregon could decide, do not enter into Oregon on US 82. And if I leave and start heading that way, then I have to double back. That's a pain in the neck. So, like I say, I-82, US 97, I-5. Those are the three main ways that I would easily get into Oregon. And if I have to go straight south to Portland, into Oregon, and then straight east on I-86, that's more miles than I want to drive. Like I said, the best possible way to go, like I said, come out of Tacoma, come all the way back out to Ellensburg, here in Washington, get on I-82, take that all the way south, down to Pasco, Richland, Pasco area. Work my way kind of northeast up to Lewiston, Idaho, and then US 95, basically straight south down to Caldwell, Nampa, Meridian, Boise, that area right there, bam, and then we can deliver. Now we should be able to the only thing that's really going to hold us up and slow us down is going to be Tacoma traffic. It's Tacoma, Seattle area, or Seattle, Tacoma, SeaTac. That's going to hold us up a little bit with traffic. The fact that we're only allowed to do 60 miles an hour. I mean, why are we doing 60 here? It doesn't make any sense, but So from Tacoma all the way back out to Ellensburg, that's roughly 2 hours. Now, like I said, we will get into Idaho, by the evening without an issue. That's not going to be a problem. So from Tacoma out to Lewiston, that's about 320 miles. Okay, so that's 5 hours here in Washington. Then from Lewiston, all right, right at the border, Lewiston, Idaho, down to a zip trip in Grangeville, that's 77 miles. Then it should be another 230 down to Oberlin. I mean, it wants to say 386 because it wants me to come all the way back to Lewiston and then go back into Idaho, into Oregon, for some stupid reason. I don't know why, but we're gonna do our best to avoid that. For the remainder of the day, like I said, we got about 2 hours back over here to the pilot, the TA Petro. They're here in North End, or North Bend. We'll stop there for the night, because that'll be basically 3:30 when we get there. We're only going to be about 50 miles away from the port. We're going to get to the port just about 8 a.m. We'll zoom in, grab our wheel loader, and the rest of the day we'll work our way towards Boise. Like I said, it'll be about 6 hours, 6.5 hours total to get to Lewiston. And we'll have to find some place along the way. I mean, probably the very furthest I could get to would be Caldwell. I mean, right on the border with Oregon and Idaho. That might be the furthest I can get tomorrow. And then deliver Friday morning. Now, hopefully, I have a load Friday afternoon at the latest, because Monday is the holiday. The vast majority of places are going to be closed. And I would like to have a load on before Tuesday. That way, I'm working, the day's not being wasted. We're good to go. But we'll see. So we are coming upon George, the town of George. Yes, George Washington. Just like the president. Town of George in the state of Washington. That's coming up. We're here in a few moments. We're going to turn up here in a little bit. We're going to turn southwest instead of due west like we're facing right now. We're going to turn southwest. We're going to get down to the Columbia River. We'll cross over and head basically due east again. Get over to Ellensburg. Get past Cle Elum. Up and over Snoqualmie and right into North Bend. That's the next 2 hours of driving. Really not a fan of starting Starting the day at 1 o'clock, not really enjoyable. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not. But, you can only do what you can do, so. Like I said, we're gonna try to do a little bit, 140 miles today, save us 2 hours for tomorrow, so we can at least, make as much progress in one day as possible. That gives us more opportunity to have a reload, Friday in the AM to get where we need to go to pick it up. So at least we're loaded for the weekend and the holiday on Monday. But we'll see. We will see what can and cannot be done, as per usual. Alright, so here we're returning a bit toward the southwest here. Mountains over here to our right. We're gonna kind of follow those down, towards the river. Oh, pardon me. Oh, excuse me. The town of George. So last night was not too, very exciting. Basically, just about, 3 o'clock or so, 3 p.m. I got myself parked at the Loves there in Moses Lake. Got my laundry done, thank goodness. So that was definitely that definitely felt good to have clean laundry. Almost 3 weeks since the last time I was able to do laundry. The last 5 places I've stopped, I've not been able to get the laundry done. So we got that done. For dinner, I just made a pot of rice. I threw 2 chicken thighs that were kind of frozen. Still partially frozen. Put those in there with it. Pressure cooked the rice and the chicken. Took the 2 chicken thighs out, threw them in a pan, fried them in some black pepper and soy sauce, get a little bit of a glaze, a little flavor on them. Deboned it, chopped it up, threw that on top of the rice. That was my dinner last night. got all the clothes folded and put away. Got all the dishes done except for like 2 pieces. My contact grill plates, the little fat collecting cup, and I think a lid for a pot. But other than that, I think I got everything else pretty much clean. I've swept out the front here, vacuumed the floor in the back. So, like I said, it's nothing exciting when you're sitting around waiting for your next load. It's not too bad of a day. High 70s, low 80s. For the temperature, the wind has calmed down from what it was yesterday. A bit of rain passed through last night. Well, yesterday afternoon and last night, I woke up to some to the wet ground and rain remaining. I mean, you see the hood. The hood has got all kinds of dust and dirt on it now. Thank you very much. But this load at least takes us, off the west coast a little bit. Get up into the mountains. I mean, at least get to Idaho. I mean, that's at least a state that's a little bit more sane in my view. But we can only do what we can do. So, there you go. Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me. Like I said, today, 140 miles today. Tomorrow we're going to do about 500 something plus miles tomorrow. We'll get into Idaho at least. We'll deliver Friday morning sometime. And if I'm lucky, I'll have another load available, ready to go immediately. That'd be nice. And I definitely hope it's not coming back to California, back to Washington, and definitely I hope it's not going down to California. Oh, no thanks. I've already had my fill. So, I was hoping that I'd get a load out of here. Even if I had to come back to Tacoma, the port of Tacoma, get a load that was going all the way back east. That'd be nice. But as long as I'm moving, doesn't matter if I do just a day trip, a day trip, a day trip, a day trip, a day trip. You know, as long as I get the miles and get to work, you know, each and every single day, you know, it doesn't matter if it's 5 loads in 5 days or it's 1 load for the entire week. As long as I just go. Because sitting around, you know, like I said, from 3 o'clock yesterday until basically 1 o'clock today, that's 22 hours. You know, so minus 10 hours for the break I'm required to take. So that's, you know, that's 12 hours without a load. Not a fan of that, but you know, that's business. Holy moly. Okay, so down the hill we go. And off the edge here, go over to the edge to the right a little bit, right down there, that's where the river is. You can just see a little bit right there. Cross over the river, and like I said, we got about another 107 miles to go to our stop for the night. That's just about an hour away from our pickup in the morning at the Port of Tacoma. Grab our little wheel loader, get that out to Idaho, near Boise. Like I said, we are right now on I-90, mile marker 140. We're westbound. We are just coming up. We just passed George, Washington, the town of George, Washington State. We're just about to cross over the Columbia River. Right here at I-90 and Washington 26 will be the route that would take you over to towns like Othello, which is a place I've been to many times, delivering and picking up. Like I said, we're heading here to North Bend for the night. In the morning, we'll head to the port. We'll pick up our wheel loader, and then we will head ourselves to Meridian, Idaho, which is right on the west side of Boise. Then hopefully, like I said, tomorrow, well, Friday, when we make our delivery, hopefully we have another load available immediately that's going somewhere east of the Mississippi. Westbound, right side, 139. Back out of there a little bit. Like I said, we're going to cross the river here, up onto the west side of it. And once we get to Ellensburg, we'll start to see a heck of a lot more trees. Because this is pretty barren for the most part. Scrubby, little plants and, grasses and sedges and sages and things of that nature. I mean, yeah, you have some trees scattered about, but not a whole heck of a lot. But the further west we go, the more trees we'll see. Especially, like I said, when we get to Ellensburg, and then points west from there, we'll get more and more trees. It'll be a little bit more pleasant of a view. It is a bit breezy right now, so there's a little bit of white cap, if you can see it on the river there. More than likely, I'm not going to come back this way. No, if I come back across this bridge again tomorrow, instead of staying on I-90, I'm going to make that turn right here on the east side of the river and take Washington 26, take that due east. But, like I said, I'll determine that tomorrow, which is going to be the best way to go. I ain't really thinking about it too hard at the moment. If I drop somebody off right here, very few people, took away all the signs, all the cars that have Washington license plates, drop you off right here, you'd be hard pressed to tell me whether you're in Utah, Northern Nevada, Wyoming, parts of Montana. I mean, it'd be very difficult for you to tell me where you are. There's not a whole lot around here. Rocks, the sky, little scrubby plants, but not a whole lot of actual interest. Washington, on Puget Sound pretty much, for 1 year, like 1979. Now granted, I was only 8 years old, but what I remember of that, like I said, 45 years ago, 44, 45 years ago, I mean, it wasn't a bad place as a kid then. Now, I'm not a big fan of Washington now. I'm not a big fan of California. When I was a kid, California used to be a great place to be, but holds no appeal for me now. And this is part of Washington I could never really live in. I mean, I'd do it if I actually had to, but I wouldn't be enjoying it. Look at this. Barren. There ain't nothing here. Not enjoyable for my senses, I'll tell you that. Maybe good for the windmills, maybe good for growing potatoes, but yeah. Not my cup of tea, my friends. Alright, so we got about 98 miles to exit 34, where we're going to stop for the night. Mackerel. All right. Yeah, we got about 30 miles, 25, 30 miles to Ellensburg. I mean, I could stop there if I wanted to, but I wanted to try to get about an hour closer if I can. That's why we're going to go to North Bend. Leave only about 55 minutes to an hour to drive in the morning. It should only take us about half an hour to load. Depending on how long it takes them to bring the wheel loader to me. Westbound, right side, 132. A 544G wheel loader is not really that complicated. A piece of equipment to drive, to load, and or secure. Bucket arm and or the bucket, that's easy. Put a strap on top of that, secure that down. 2 chains in front, 3 chains in the rear, so left, right, and at the tow bar with a tow pin. Put one there. Put the pivot, put the steering pivot pin in that locks it out so that the machine won't pivot at the middle. And if I feel I need to, I'll put an extra chain in the middle, but I shouldn't need that. And a 544 is not that terribly big a machine. We will be 9 foot wide. Big deal. We'll leave the port. We'll head over to the Love's right around the corner. We'll get a scale ticket to make sure we're all nice and balanced on the truck, on the trailer. So, but that shouldn't really be too big of a deal. Like I said, once we're all satisfied with all of our dimensions and everything is set on the truck correctly, we'll skedaddle. We're not gonna waste a whole lot of time, waiting for anything. We'll just come back out this direction. And as you know, you can see which way the windmills are facing. They're facing westbound. So if the wind is doing the same thing tomorrow with the same kind of intensity, that's going to help move us down the road a little bit better. We'll get a little bit of wind pushing us. Right now we got a little bit of a headwind, so we're not doing as well as we could. Mileage-wise, fuel mileage. We're running just about 6 miles an hour, 6 miles per gallon. Alrighty. Lord. So tonight's dinner, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do. I really wouldn't mind another chef salad, but I don't have any salad dressing. No wishbone. I don't have any wishbone Italian robusta, salad dressing, so I'm not eating a salad without that. That's not my thing. The Loves had ranch, creamy Caesar, raspberry vinaigrette, balsamic vinegar, and that's all they had. It's like, don't want any of those because I don't like any of those. I mean, I could have made my own, like apple cider, a little touch of balsamic vinegar, olive oil, a few herbs and spices. I could have made my own, but I have never found a recipe, even of my own creation, that I actually like when it comes to a salad dressing. The store-bought Wishbone Italian Robusto, that's what I like. They do it better than what I normally would come up with. So. So until I get me a bottle of that, I'm probably not going to have a salad. But I got plenty of ingredients, and I got 2 eggs left. I can pick up the hard-boiled eggs from the from the truck stop. But since I have 2 eggs left, I'll just boil those up real quick. I have a can of tuna. I have some roast beef. I have 3 kinds of cheeses. No, actually, I got 4 kinds of cheese. I have American cheese. I have Parmesan. I have some mozzarella, and I have some provolone. I got bacon. I have chicken. Lettuce, green pepper, bell pepper, celery, onion, carrot, cucumber, so I have a good fixing for a nice big chef salad. But if I don't have my Wishbone Italian Robusto, I'm not going to be a real fan of having that. I've been wanting to make enchiladas, but every time it gets down to it, it's like, a little more work than I want to do at the moment. So, And I've had spaghetti twice already this past week. Once for dinner, once for breakfast. So I don't really want to do that. I don't have all the ingredients for another lasagna. I really don't want that either. And pork chops would be really, really good. Well, we'll see what we can do. I mean, I got plenty of ramen, noodles, and all the ingredients for a good ramen. And Polish sausages I got ground pork. I have a couple of chicken thighs left. I got some chuck roast left. We just have to see what I'm actually in the mood to cook. I mean, I got almost a full loaf of bread. I mean, I wouldn't be against some French toast again. What I'm actually craving is a nice, like a 1-pound loaf of freshly baked bread and freshly made butter. Now, since I don't have any heavy whipping cream, I'm not going to make any fresh butter. But I have like 2.5 sticks of butter and some good peach jam and strawberry jam. Would be just perfect. A little bit of apple butter would be nice. What would really, really be good? Some fried eggs, some biscuits, sausage gravy, bacon, sausage. Like I said, apple butter, my jams and jellies, fresh butter, a pork chop, real nice Sunday breakfast like my grandfather used to make. We'll see what we can do. I want to eat down what's in my kitchen cabinets first before I do any more shopping for any food. really craving, besides, you know, a nice fresh bread, you know, I have the bread maker on the truck. You know, I can make a fresh little bread anytime I want. So what I'm really craving is a nice, properly done Napoli style pizza. Not an American style pizza, a true Naples, regulated style, official type pizza. A really proper crust, a good tomato sauce, just enough, mozzarella cheese, burnt a little bit around the edges and on the bottom, just light and crispy and airy and just perfect. More than that, I really don't need a one. The only thing I don't have that I can't really do for that is I don't have a proper pizza oven. Man, the wind is kicking. But we'll figure out what we're gonna do. I wouldn't mind, something grilled. Maybe some grilled chicken. But since I had chicken last night, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't know what I want tonight. I got like one serving of macaroni. I have beef broth, I have chicken broth, I have some vegetables. So I could make a little bit of soup of some kind, beef or chicken. That only really requires one pot, so round things off, throw them all together, let it all just come together, and we're good to go. Need to get everything out of the freezer to defrost it again because the ice is starting to build up in here. Oh, I don't know. Right. Kittitas County. So, off to our left here, off to the south, I-82 heads down to Yakima, then eventually into Oregon, down towards Boise. have orchards with apples, and you have some hops being grown in that area there. Potatoes, hay, a little bit of corn, a little bit of cattle and chickens, whatnot, scattered about, but not a lot of those. But this area is mainly farming, like most places in America. Pardon me. Excuse me. Got a little bit of cattle here. I said, not big herds by any stretch of imagination. It's pleasant enough around here. This guy here. Don't need to be on the news because you hit a police car. And I might be the officer the other day that pulled in behind me, just saying that I was missing a mud flap. That might have been him. I'm pretty sure he would recognize me. Hey, didn't I pull that guy over pull it behind him 2 days ago? Probably. Ellensburg, Washington. Been here so many times, it's ridiculous. And I was here yesterday, I said Monday afternoon, Monday evening, I stopped here in Ellensburg for the night. Left out of here yesterday morning. Went to Tacoma, picked up a tractor, brought that out here to Moses Lake. And now we're passing it again for the third time this week. And tomorrow we'll pass it again. Or today we'll pass it again. Or tomorrow we'll pass it again. So like I said, right now we'll start seeing more and more trees. And the trees will get progressively bigger. We're about 74 miles away from North Bend, from the TA truck stop, TA Petro truck stop. So we're about an hour and 15 minutes away, roughly. to spend the rest of the day. It's a little bit of cleaning, organizing, blah, blah, blah. So we're just about 55 minutes away or so from Snoqualmie. Pardon me. We'll just muddle along as we do. So lots of bales of hay and straw and stacked feed, you know. Lord, man. Yeah, back to Tacoma. Tacoma's one of these ports that they just make it easy for things to get done. I mean, I've never really had an issue with Tacoma. Go in, get your load, leave. There's never really, never really being a pain in the backside like, like Galveston or Baltimore does. Westbound, right side, 105. So just like yesterday, we'll be about an hour away. We'll get there around 8 o'clock. There's really no reason why we're not leaving there at 9. We will not be coming back up up Washington 18. Because that's just, it's too much traffic. With that construction near the end, it's too narrow with the Jersey walls. So we'll come, like we did yesterday, we'll come up I-5 to the 405. We'll take that up to I-90, and then take that out. More than likely, I'll take that all the way out to the, to the bridge there, crossing over the Columbia River. Get to the east side, we'll turn onto Washington 26. We'll take that all the way over, like to 395 or something in that area. I think 395. We'll take that down. We'll work our way towards US 12. That'll take us into Idaho at Lewiston. There we'll get on US 95. We'll follow that all the way down to Caldwell, I-82, so that we avoid having to deal with Oregon. use our annual permits and 30-day permit here in Washington for what it's worth. Like I said, then we'll get this wheel loader, Friday morning. And fingers are crossed, we have another load available to pick up before the end of the day Friday. That way, we're not going to sit empty all week for the weekend. We won't have to deal with the holiday sitting empty as well. But we'll see. But that's all right at the moment. That's all kind of pie in the sky. What may happen versus what will happen. Whoa, lordy, 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 lordy. So just about another hour driving to our stop. Then that's our fun-packed, exciting kind of day, 140 miles. Not exactly we're basically today is just trying to make tomorrow more successful. That's all today is. But whatever, we will deal with it. Lordy, Lord. Mash it here just a little bit. Get in front of this pickup with this RV. Let the other people by just a little bit. There we go. I don't want to be going slow, but I'm not going to speed just for the sake of speeding. But I also want to get out of other people's way. So. a tiny bit over the speed limit temporarily is a lot safer thing to do than sit there drag race with that pickup. It's like these cars that are passing me now, you know, I'd rather me get out of their way so they can go down the road. They can do 70 miles an hour. I can't. I'm only allowed to do 60. But sometimes, like I said, 2 or 3 miles over the speed limit, be able to pass somebody a little more safely. It's a better course of action. Truck lane where we belong. On up the old hill we go. I guess tonight I will, let's say, knowing what I have in my cabinet, I think I'll do a little bit of searching on the old that I may not make normal. I don't want anything really too heavy, but I might wind up that I just don't have anything for dinner at all. Not that I really work up an appetite, because I'm a lazy truck driver. I don't really do any work. Hour, 2 hours of actual, any real physical labor is what I do during the week. Hey, breaking apart the trailer, that takes like 5 minutes. Putting a load on or off the trailer, that really doesn't take any work at all. Either I'm directing somebody, or I'm driving a tractor, or a truck, or a bulldozer. You know, I'm driving something on or off. That doesn't take any physical, real work. Driving is not work. Putting chains and straps on, that's minimum work as well. Another 5, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes to do that for most things. An hour at the most to do a complicated load. Another 5 minutes to hook up the trailer back together again. I really don't work enough to really eat, all the time. This morning, I had some breakfast sausage. I had corned beef hash and some fried eggs. That's probably more food than I actually need for the day. So. Washing the clothes yesterday, the machine did that. Drying the clothes, the machine did that. I had to put it in a duffel bag, take it in, put it in the machines, take it out of the machines, bring it back to the truck, fold them and put them away. That's not hard work. Whatever. Wiping things down, washing dishes, you know, folding clothes, you know, sweeping the floor. Not a whole lot of work that I'm doing. So I could do without having anything for dinner tonight. Fortunately, I got enough around the middle that I have enough energy for several weeks of active physical labor without eating anything. I mean, a fast would not hurt me at all. You know, like I said, about 9:30, about 11 o'clock, I ate. I mean, if I had nothing, if I did a 30-hour fast until tomorrow evening, I definitely wouldn't starve to death. I mean, it'd only be beneficial for me. Maybe I'll just have water and take my vitamins and minerals for the night. Maybe a little bit of, maybe a hard-boiled egg at the most. We're not going to, maybe I'll just do that. We'll do a 30-hour fast tonight and into tomorrow. We'll have dinner around 5 or 6 tomorrow. We'll eat, I'll try to eat as fairly lightly. I really don't know what the heck I'm doing. We'll figure it out. John Hill, elevation 2141. Domino's truck. Yellow, 3 miles. Now this is more what most people would look at as Pacific Northwest. We're on the fringe of it. Like I said, the trees are getting bigger, less grass, less open, open soil, more just woods. more like me and where my wife are going to be settling down at, in northwest Montana, up in the mountainous area, lots of trees, lots of green. More this kind of environment. Leavenworth. Right lane closed ahead. Holy mackerel. Oh well. Military load on that truck. Just another boring day on the old highway, as it were. They're going to be working on replacing these bridges here. That seems to be what they're setting up right there. So hopefully it doesn't take 12 years to finish. Here it is. We're basically going into September. Get the last little bits of summer. Westbound, right side, 3.
Way station ahead.
yesterday the weigh station was closed. Who knows if it is going to be open today? We will see. We got just about 2:38 in the afternoon. A little under 50 minutes to go. Trucks with transponders following cab signal. Well, given the nature of what we do here at Valley, we don't have that. Well, at least the open deck guys don't, which is 90+% of the company. So maybe the guys in the van trailers, maybe they have transponders, but since they're virtually never overweight, never dealing with permits, I would think that having a transponder would be good for them. But the nature of doing oversized, heavy haul, the permit most of the time says you must pull into every open weigh station regardless of what the sign, if you got a bypass or not. So why waste your money on something that you can't really use, that really is a waste of money? So it is closed again. Outstanding. I'm not afraid of a scale, but I don't care. That's just part of the job. You're doing everything right. You're maintaining your vehicle. They got your load secured properly. All your papers and documents are in order. There's no reason to worry about a weigh station. And all these guys, especially the ones driving vans, oh, weigh station, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's like, do your job correctly and you won't have a problem. Alright. Like I said, so we're going to be steadily climbing into the mountains and getting into the mountains here. Across the Yakima River again. Yes, the Yakima River does run down past, pretty almost through Yakima, Washington. At least we can see the mountains today, because yesterday, what's right off here to our right-hand side, the clouds were so low, foggy, misty, rainy, you could not even see halfway up the side of this quote-unquote mountain off to our right. And you couldn't even see Snoqualmie at all. Hopefully, it's a little bit foggy or misty up in front of us. And the camera might not be picking it up, but you know, it's a little bit hazy over there, so we might get a little bit of drizzle, who knows? Might get a little bit of fog, who knows? We'll see. Blueberry bushes. Well, there's no chance of me actually growing a blueberry in the truck, so ain't help me none. Elk Meadow Park, Part 2. Holy mackerel. Nice turn signal there, knucklehead. Don't worry about anybody's safety, not even your own. So, ain't much else to say. Pretty much rehashing what I always rehash. The job and food. Mile marker 75. We've done almost 100 miles here. 99.5 so far. Basically another 40 miles to go. Pick up our load tomorrow. Deliver it Friday morning. Over in good old Idaho. Hopefully we have a load on Friday afternoon, and hopefully if I'm lucky it gets all the way back to the East Coast, but that's probably highly unlikely. A lot of wishful thinking for that. But if we get one partially back and then another one the rest of the way, I mean, that's fine as well. I mean, as long as we work our way back east. Oh, Lord. Ah. North Bend, 42 miles, but we're going to be a little bit shy of that. We're going to be on the east side of North Bend. We only got about 38 miles to go. Westbound, Gators in the lanes, 72, 71, on the right shoulder. This GMC van will get around. We got a Swift truck up here. He's probably the one that shredded them tires all over the place. Either way, we want to get away from him. Better be safe than sorry. Yeah, you look like you got a drive tire that went out on him. Cross the Yakima River again. Lake Easton State Park. Got Clay Ellum Lake and Cassius Lake. Westbound right side, 7. A little bit of a sprinkler too. Take advantage and put some more water up there, get the some of the splatters off of there. Getting a little cloudy, getting a little dark. I'll go ahead and throw my lights on, just to be on the safe side. Ready. Yeah, a little bit of rainfall. Snoqualmie Pass, 16 miles ahead. Pedal just a little bit to keep our speed as close to 60 as we can. Give her that, see if the camera will focus a little bit better on the road, not the raindrops. Not that that's working that much, but can't do a thing about the outside of the window. The road is nice and bumpy, as you can kind of gather from the shaking of the camera there. All right, 250. hopefully the clearing of these trees here, hopefully that means they're going to widen the road a little bit. And if we're lucky, they'll do that. I mean, they're blasting rocks right here. More than likely what's going to happen is that once they do that, the westbound side will move closer to the mountain, and they'll put a climbing lane on the eastbound side right here, which kind of needs it. See anything out the front, let you look at my ugly mug. So, this is your typical day on the highway, nothing spectacular. Just want to say, I'll be stopping up here in just about half an hour. Tomorrow we're going to pick up a John Deere 544G wheel loader, taking that from the Port of Tacoma to Meridian, Idaho, right near Boise, right off of I-82. We're going to take a route that avoids going into Oregon, because Boise's in the south part of Idaho. Idaho's kind of shaped like this, right? And we're gonna come down to about here, near Boise. So like I said, we're just gonna keep ourselves nice and steady. Not trying to rush anywhere, not trying to do anything faster than anybody else. Safe, simple, smart, and successful. We can just maintain that, we'll be good. Alright, Stampede Pass, Lake Caches. Other than that, God bless, stay safe, I'll probably see you around here tomorrow. Thanks for joining me, I appreciate it.